Great to have you with us. It is time for Freddy's Power Rankings, having a look at his top 10 teams from the opening round of the National Rugby League. And Brad Fittler is alongside me. Nice to see you, Freddy.
Brace, I feel very powerful in the big studio.
You're right, it's a fancy
How good's
studio,
the studio?
That's nice.
Yeah.
How good's your stubble too? I'm
Bang.
liking that.
Let's go on powerful.
That's great. Ready to go?
Yeah, number 10, let's start.
Let's get stuck into it. We are starting from the bottom and heading up as we have a look at Freddy's Power Rankings from the opening round. The Manly Seagulls in 10, and you've got the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs after their loss to the Melbourne Storm in 9, Brad.
Yeah, well, two of the best losers, I suppose. Seagulls had a bit of problem with their right side defence. Terry Evans, 3 tries went between him. So anyway, if they fix that up, although they're mostly as good or better than Newcastle were, but and the Bulldogs, I thought they were fantastic. So many combinations, new combinations. They did a great job against Melbourne, but just couldn't concentrate as long.
Okay, so you're liking the Dogs and the Manly despite first
I'm liking the
losses.
Dogs. Mbai was outstanding.
Yes, indeed. So, all right, let's have a look at
who's next?
Your next best from the opening round. The North Queensland Cowboys, winners at home against the Sharks. The Titans, that comeback win over the Raiders, you loved it. The Warriors in Perth doing the job on the Rabbitohs, and the Newcastle Knights, who could forget that Friday night, 19-18 in Golden Point time over your 10th best team from the round, the Manly Seagulls. They're a great story, aren't they? Nathan Brown, he had 9 new faces to be working with as well.
Unbelievable, and straight through the middle of the field. Kalen Ponga, Mitchell Pearce, Connor Watson and Slade Griffin, all new. So combinations brand new across the park. They made 6 errors. That was the least out of any team in round 1. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. And then to handle the moment, come up with the kick when they needed to. Just a great story for Newcastle, and they needed it. So they're down in Canberra this week. It's going to be a lot hard. It's going to be hot down there. It's a big footy team, so a lot more is going to be asked of them at GIO Stadium.
And a lot of expectation now too. I mean, there was a lot of pre-season hype, but now they've actually won their first one. It's going to be expected that they can continue that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. But
they can handle it?
Yeah, they've got to believe it. I'm not sure also. I think they can mostly change their team. I think Brock Lamb's mostly the 5'8". Connor Watson, bring him off the bench where he can play a couple of positions. But I think the thing is there's a little bit of belief now. And to win games like that, you know, it's so close with a field goal to have a win and a loss. You know, you can kick them from 40 metres out, so you can defend awesome and still get beat if someone nails a field goal. But to nail the moment, that just creates trust, confidence, all the good things that make it a good bus trip down to Canberra and give them a good crack.
Yeah, hopefully an even better one back too. So there you go. Anything could happen Sunday night between the Raiders and the Knights. Freddie's next best. We're heading to the top 4 now. The West Tigers with that upset win over the Roosters. The Panthers, how good were they, particularly in the second half against the Eels. And the Melbourne Storm you've got sitting in number 2. They did it in style in Perth, but they had to do it without Billy Slater. But boy, Cameron Munster, didn't he step up?
Outstanding. Rolly Jacks was outstanding. Across Josh Adokar come up with a couple of brilliant plays. The one where he just found the ball and bobbled and ran 80 metres was unbelievable. They're just a good footy team. They'll do it again this week. Billy Slater goes to fullback. Cameron Munster was absolute star. It was 12 all. He just went, cut through the line, game over. And Canterbury just didn't know what happened. They were just going too fast for him. So he was brilliant. And then with Billy back, I just feel they're going to be hard to beat this week. And have we got a drum to do a drum roll? The drum roll.
It's a fancy studio, but we're improvising.
For the power team.
Number 1 for round 1 from Brad Fittler.
The first game of the year, Thursday night, the Dragons.
Wow.
Awesome. I think, obviously, the halfback was always going to be motivated, playing against his ex-club, new team, big contract, the whole thing. But, you know, you still got to work in with the 5'8", and they did that brilliantly. Brilliantly.
Got it out.
I thought Widdop really complimented what he was doing, didn't, you know, overbear him at all. And I'm not even sure that's a word, but it is now. And the style of play, they changed it. They went from all this block stuff that they used to do, second man, and they started bringing the ball back through the middle. Jack DeBellin, I thought his decision-making, when to run, when to pass was great. James Graham played a little bit different, just into that same run he did every single game, every single run last year, where he sort of went to the line and, you know, he was dropping blokes underneath. They looked like they'd actually watched each other train. They weren't just being told what to do, and that's a great sign for a footy team.
Well, they've got the Sharks at Shark Park to try and make it 2 from 2, the local derby, live and free on 9 on Thursday night. They are Freddie's Power Rankings for the top 10 teams. Next week, we're also going to have your top 10 players from the round.
Are we doing
it
in here?
Well, hopefully.
All right.
There
Well,
you
if
go.
so, they'll be powerful.
That's going to be good. Freddie's Power Rankings after round 1 of season 2018.